Hi, this is Day the Dota Noob. I'm going to be doing another DG game commentary. Just keep in mind that this is an extremely low level game. Not even ranked MMR. We are extremely new at this game. I think I've only played somewhere between 50 and 100 games in total online. And my teammates are roughly the same, give or take. So in this game we didn't have a particular team strategy. We just kind of jumped into a game and picked whatever heroes we felt like playing just to get some practice. We're still learning quite a few of these heroes, so I expect that we're going to make a lot of mistakes. I'll just wait for the heroes to come up so I can remind myself what heroes we're playing. But I believe that I am on the Juggernaut. That's me, Day. In zone on Windranger. South X is on Witch Doctor. Fly is on Seer, and F stop is on Lion. Switch to free camera. We're on the dire side. So just starting out, in zones picked up a Tango and a Null Talisman. Going for early damage. Not a fast bottle. So I've been thinking about that. I think that's pretty good. The damage she's got at the moment is 56. So that's going to give her a bit of last hitting power, and just hopefully the Tango is enough regen to survive until the bottle. I picked up Tango Salve, plenty of regen with a Ring of Protection, so that I can turn that into a Ring of Basilisk a bit later, and a Circlet and an Iron Branch, just for the extra damage and hitting power. Fly with his typical Tango Salve and Stout Shield. Yeah, we got a bounty each. South X has picked up absolutely no health regen except for 2 clarities. I believe he relies on his Voodoo Restoration early. I'm not sure how efficient that is. I have a feeling that it's not very efficient to transfer mana into health through the Voodoo Restoration, although it does help me. If you look at our lineup here, there's not a lot of synergy. We've actually picked a pretty bad lineup. There's even a bit of overlap with the Healing Ward and the Voodoo Restoration. A bit of overlap there, especially since we're laning together. That's a bit of a waste. We got stuns in Lion and Witch Doctor, as well as Windranger. Yeah, Darkseer's struggling to think of some good combos we can pull off, and although we're not at the point where we can actually start pulling off combos, Juggernaut needs slows or lockdown. He's got that in Witch Doctor and Lion, so that's going to be good early game. But as the game goes on, I mean, if you can pull off Darkseer and Lion stun together, that's almost going to be nearly impossible, especially at our level. We're not going to be able to pull that off. A bit of lockdown with Windranger, but not a lot of abilities that are going to work well together. Yeah, so we're just going to struggle on the teamfight front in this game. Got a bit of burst damage with Lion there. That's something that we've been lacking in other games, a lack of burst damage. But Lion's going to be able to provide that in this game. But yeah, not a terribly strong lineup. The enemy's got a Clinks and Dro Ranger. That's going to be quite a strong duo, since Clinks is going to dish out even more damage from Dro Ranger's Precision Aura. They've pretty much picked up no supports except for Shadow Shaman. They've got plenty of cores, so we should be putting pressure on them early game to try and take advantage of that. We could definitely take advantage in the tri-lane. Fly up against a Wraith King and a Bristleback should do quite well. That's two melee characters. He should actually do quite well in that lane. The Iron Shells is going to cause a lot of problems for them. Windranger up against Clinks. That's should be the advantage of Windranger. I believe she's going to be better at mid laning than the Clinks, but his invis might cause her a couple of problems. But he's got bad mana early game, so he's not going to be able to spam that very much. And I missed F-Stop, so she's got a Tango and Salve and Sentry Warder. I like the Tango and Salve. Since Wish Doctor's picked up almost no health regen, actually he has picked up no health regen, it's relying on its abilities to regenerate health. Her Tango and Salve is going to give her some early hassling power there, so she's up against a Shadow Shaman and Drow Ranger. Drow Ranger's got 4 tangos. Shadow Shaman's got 4 tangos. Neither of them have any healing abilities, so we should be able to hassle them quite well. Wish Doctor might struggle because he's got no health regen, but Lion should hopefully make up for that. Look at what Clinks has got here. Clinks has actually picked up no items at the start of the game. Straight away, the first thing you should do is click on the enemy to see what items they've got. If you can out regen them, then he's going for an early bottle. I'm almost certain. I'm going to check the courier. I believe he's just gone straight for a bottle. Yeah, he's gone straight for a bottle, but you can burn through that so quickly. He's got no damage items. He's got no additional health regen. He's got absolutely nothing. He's just gone for a fast bottle. That's a big mistake. You should be able to get really good last hitting power since you've got all the extra damage. He's got, what, 40 damage. 40 damage versus 56, was it? 40 damage versus 56. He should not get a last hit. He will be relying on his Seer and Arrows to do last hits, so you might struggle with the Seer and Arrows to get last hits. To get denies, but last hitting for you should be extremely easy. The fact that he's got no health regen, you should also be looking to abuse that. Look to trade hits as much as possible. His bottle is only going to take him so far, and if you can control the runes, if you can always get that rune, he's going to really struggle. So noticing that straight away, you should be looking to trade hits. Get a last hit, maybe even knock him down a bit, and get a power shot. Do some hassle, heaps of hassle on him. You're going to struggle to get the denies, but the last hits should be very easy. So he's hassling you. You should be trading. You should be trading last hits with him. He's going to pull those out, and he's doing extra damage with the fire arrows. But that's it. Just trade. You've got the tangos. Just keep yourself healed up and burn through his bottle charges. In the tri-lane here, Lion's got some early trouble, but got a really good stun off on both of them, and that should have been a kill as well. We should have got a double kill then, and that was completely my fault, I believe. Eat a tango as well. Eat a tango. Yeah, that's it. Well done. Stun on both. That is an excellent stun. Caught both of them standing right next to each other. Southex should be standing around next to Lion to help hassle. Standing there is doing absolutely nothing. They're going to see, if you walk towards them, they're going to see you coming. If you're around here with F-Stop, putting hassle on these two, and if standing right behind it, you could come straight past here and start right-clicking them, and then as the stun wears off, you could put your paralysing cask to bounce between them. And that's going to secure the kills much easier. We should have got both kills anyway, regardless, because that was a really good stun by F-Stop. I've stood in front of them to try and block their path, but I've missed his, and I think I sat there and got a right click in as well, which was a big mistake. and he's escaped with his life because of that. F-stop should heal back up. If you've got a clarity, you should pop it, but you don't. Yeah. Go for your mana drain. If you didn't pick up an early clarity, pick up a mana drain really early, like now. Pick up a mana drain. And that's going to allow you to sustain yourself in lane. You've got lots of health regen, but no mana regen. So you should have picked up the mana drain there. The Hex is really good, and I agree, but because of your situation, you're really low on mana, you can't cast the spells. You don't have any mana. You should have picked up a mana drain, and that way you can start regenerating your health, and then the next level you can pick up the Hex. Really good hassle. Unfortunately, he's got a Hex as well, but his Hex is nowhere near as good as yours. It only lasts, what, 1.25 seconds. Yours lasts 2.5 or something. Yeah, his Hex is way inferior. Alright, so he's got his Voodoo Restoration, healing up F-stop. Although she was pretty good for health regen, and his Pop Draw Clarity as well. But you probably could have managed that yourself. And now Witch Doctor should be looking to put some hassle in. This is the exact time where it would have been really good to be standing right in this area here. As soon as the last creep dies, Paralyzing Cask bounces between random targets, and if there's only one other target to bounce to, it's just going to bounce straight to them. So if you were standing right here when that last creep died, they were standing right next to each other. They're standing right next to each other. If you're standing right here hiding in the bushes or something, even when they moved back to here, they're standing so close to each other. You can take massive advantage of that. Throwing a Paralyzing Cask on straight away, I can come in and get the kill. That would have been an easy kill. It's just really good to look out for these opportunities, especially as a Witch Doctor. You should be looking for the opportunity to get a Paralyzing Cask bouncing between the two offlaners, and the fact that there are two offlaners means that you're in a good position to take advantage of that. If there was only one offlaner, it'd actually be more difficult for you to hassle them, because you just get a cask on and there's no one to bounce to. You'd have to cask when there's one other creep there, and the creep usually dies really quick, so it's only going to bounce maybe once back to them and you can get a bit of a stun. But the fact that there's two there means you're going to get a lot more hassle on if you're taking advantage, getting in the right positions at the right times. There's the cask goes on. That's an excellent cask, and we're going to get a kill from it. See, that was really well done, but you were a little bit lucky there that they hung around for you to throw that cask on. It was you saw the opportunity and you took it, so that was really well done. But it would also be good just to take advantage of those situations yourself, to increase the amount of times that you've given yourself the opportunity to put those stuns on. I don't quite like this ward. If we take the fog off, if you move away, that doesn't have vision past these trees. These trees are blocking the vision down here, which is a really one of the important areas you want to be looking out for. All you had to do was put it not inside the box, but just at the corner of it, there or there. Oh, that was well done, and that was another stuff up by me. All you have to do is put it here or here, and that gives vision up there, down there, oops, down there, up here, and this one especially gives you vision across here as well, so you can see if someone's coming in through the river. Here I just think is wasted. I think there's a lot of vision you're missing out blocked by these trees. So I'd be looking for here or here, and not above this tree either, because the tree's going to block vision. So below the tree, and that's going to give you much more range of vision from this ward. Going to get a lot more value out of it. So we've got a really good pull on the side. That was well done. Good quick thinking, and got a stun on both of them again. Unfortunately, the stun didn't last very long this time, and I didn't block them off. And that was really silly of me. I got myself killed because of it. They played that really well, and I played that stupidly. See how Duxie's doing? He's probably doing the best so far. Oh, struggling in mid lane. So he's getting a lot of quills off, but he's got a Ring of Basileus for the mana. He hasn't burned through as much regen as I thought he would. And we're missing a Wraith King. Where is Wraith King? Oh, Wraith King's up there. Fair enough. Okay, so he's playing it nice and carefully. You've got two heroes, one with a slow. He hasn't skilled yet, but you don't know that. One with a stun, so you need to play it really careful. Still, I'd be looking to pull these. Give yourself, don't let them pull to the tower as much. Try to deny them some experience by pulling these in, and that gives you more experience as well, more golden experience. If you can get these in there, then that's almost guaranteed gold if you can get those last hits. Especially while the creeps are down near their tower and they're focusing on defending their tower, that's a really good time to pull these in. You've got the tangos. All you need to do is find a tree like this one where there's only one tree and then just pull them into the wave. It's definitely worth practicing, because getting all the kills on those and denying them the experience is going to give you a better advantage, especially since there's two heroes in the lane. You should be out leveling them too. They're level 6 and 4. Bristleback he's pulling as well. And that's what that does as well. Stops them from getting so much value out of their pulls. They're both level 4 and you're level 6. You're doing pretty well. And I don't know why you're going out of lane. Did you run out of... Oh, you needed a recipe and someone's using the courier. No flying courier yet. That should be a very early priority. So 7 and 6, you haven't punched him at all for getting an early bottle. Now he's got Null Talisman and he's doing really well. And you've got your bottle. So you're pretty much even when it comes to gold, but he's got a level advantage. That was a really good power shot. Yep, you really need to make sure you control these runes. Boots is really important too. You've got them, you just need to get them delivered. Still no flying courier. Oh, we have a flying courier now. He's beating you in last hits, not massively though, but he's beating you in last hits. The mid lane is a competition for who can get the most last hits. You cannot miss those last hits. You have no... Okay, you might not know that he's not there, but there's no excuse for having no one competing there and not getting the last hits. And you should be going for the denies too. That is really, really important that you get the last hits when you can. It makes such a big difference in the mid lane, and that's probably why he's actually winning this lane. You need to get the rune. Hassling's good, but you need to stop him from getting the runes. Well done. That's excellent. He couldn't afford to attack you then because of such low health, but now he's wasting all his mana. He's going to go bottom rune. Yep, that's really good. You should take out these creeps and put pressure on his tower. Punish him for spending so much time away from the lane. If you know that he's going for a rune, take advantage of it. Are you scared because he's invis? You've got a stun. You should be punishing him. You really need to punish him for trying to spend time. So if he has to go to the top rune, then to the bottom rune because he loses the contest, you should be going for the rune. Also, Fly should be going for... That's something else Fly should be doing. He should be challenging this bottom rune too. Because if Fly got the bottom rune and you got the top rune, he's in big trouble. Look how much health he's on now. He would have had to have gone back to the fountain. There's nothing can do. And you've spent a lot of time... Let's look at this. When's the last time you got a last hit? Alright, let's see here. You didn't go in there. You didn't get any last hits. You still... I want to count when you got the last hit. You're still hanging around. You went back. You've gone up for the rune. Alright, you got the hassle there. You didn't get a last hit, but you got... At least you were doing something. You've done nothing. You could have at least power shotted that. You could have got some last hits on the way. You still would have made the rune. And you might not have. Okay, you've got the rune. So it's still been since 15 seconds before the minute mark before you've done anything. You've still done nothing. You've done nothing. It's been over half a minute now. You've done nothing. Okay, a power shot, didn't get any last hits. So even though you did a power shot to push the lane a little bit, that's all you've done. All you've done is push the lane a bit. Didn't get a single last hit. Power shot should be used, 1 to hassle, 2 to get last hits. You shouldn't do a power hit just to hassle, and you shouldn't do a power shot just to get last hits, unless you can get 2 last hits. But man, this has been over a minute before you've done anything. Before you've got any last hits, or you pushed the wave less than a minute ago. You still done nothing. And you've come back to lane. And now you've gone back. This is extremely inefficient. So massively inefficient. And in the meantime, he's going to get this tower. You've given them a massive advantage. And a fouled gank. I mean, I'm not gonna hassle you so much for the fouled gank, because that's something that we need to practice more, ganking. So even though it was a fouled gank, at least there was an effort. That has been 2 minutes now since you left the bottom rune, left the mid lane to get the rune, and that was the last time you did anything. In the meantime, you're still wasting time. You're not even farming this. And you've missed the top rune. Two and a half minutes now. 2.5 minutes. That's a quarter of the game. A quarter of the game, you've done nothing except a fouled gank. And now you can't even trade hits now, because he's going to control the rune. And you got to go back to the fountain. Or crow. You probably should crow. Bottle crowing is getting the courier to come and pick up your bottle, take it back to the fountain to refill it, and bringing it and delivering it back out to you, so you got a full bottle again. That way you don't have to leave the lane. You could just do your power shots until you run out of mana. Just stay safe, and you're still getting your last hits. Yeah, okay, you got one last hit there. So now you're starting to get last hits, and it's been quite a long time. It's been pretty much 3 minutes before you got your last hit. And now Clinks is on double your last hits. He was only beating you by about 4 or 5 last hits before, maybe 6. And he's got the tower. That entire time has been so inefficient and extremely detrimental, and now you've used a power shot just for 1 creep kill. Better than nothing, I reckon anyway. You may as well go back to the fountain. But that's been 3 minutes where you've... And now getting towards 4 minutes where you really haven't accomplished much at all. And as a mid laner, there's so many things that you can accomplish. And that's something that that would be good for you to do as well, Fly, if you can help control this bottom rune. And if you find there's a rune there and he needs it, just ping it for him, and then he could just say whether he needs it or not. And if he doesn't need it, you can pick it up, and that's something extra for you. It could be boundary, could be double damage, could be regeneration. Imagine getting a regeneration at the start of the game when you don't have your soul ring. And that's something that the this is in trouble. Yeah, you're dead. And I'm in the wrong spot as well. I've basically killed myself. That was so bad. I survived. I don't know how I survived that. SouthX saved me. Might not have died anyway, but it was good of SouthX to come and back me up. But that was terrible. I walked straight into all the serpent wards. These do a lot of damage. You've picked that up. Well done. I had my healing ward up. See, a bit of overlap there. I've had my healing ward, and SouthX has got his voodoo restoration. You've walked straight past the creeps there. I know you saw it there, but they weren't about to de-ward, and you've taken a lot of damage. You may as well have waited for the lane to push past and then done it. Should be looking to do a pull now. The wave's pushing right at their tower. This is your chance to get some last hits. You've only got 4 last hits, and SouthX has only got 5. Definitely should be pulling or farming or something. Definitely pulling, I would say. You can pull this into this lane up here when the creeps are in this area, I believe. Maybe a little bit closer. You pull these. It's a lot better if you can destroy one of these trees first, but otherwise I think you can pull around, and you can pull them into the lane up there, and that will pull. That's the large pull. It's a bit harder than when on the Radiant side, but still doable. You may have to eat that tree. I don't know if you can pull it around and still get them up there. It's worth a try. I think you can. Alright, so I've got pretty much free farm at the moment. Joy Ranger's scared to come in. Should be a bit more hassling in here though. Where's SouthX? Where is SouthX? SouthX is ported. SouthX is defending the bottom tower. Okay, fair enough. And you're pulling. Okay, fair enough. That's alright. This ward's still in not a very good spot. We've got no vision down here of what they're doing. And that would be good to see him in that area. See, this is Clinks. So this is where Clinks is coming up for a gank. And he's avoided all the invis wards, and this is going to be me dead. And I didn't run straight away. Somehow I survived that. F-stop not going to be so lucky. She actually saved me there. I don't know why I didn't just put a healing ward down. I'm really not used to shouldn't fight under the serpent wards. That's the worst place to fight. Just back off and wait for the serpent wards to die down before engaging. It's pretty much suicide. And now we're going to lose our tower here. Clinks is doing really well, and we're not coping very well with him at all. It was unlucky. He didn't come through where the invis wards were. We did have them up particularly for him in case he came up. But we're not dealing very well with the Clinks. Deny, 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 deny. What am I doing? That's silly. I'm not going to catch her. Oh, I was looking for the Omni Slash, but I caught Okay, I was looking for the Omni Slash. I could have taken her with the Omni Slash perhaps. But she was a bit out of range too. I probably wouldn't have caught her. I think I tried that. I tried to force that too much. I really did try to force it. I think I was tilting a little bit because I've already died twice. I think I was tilting. I shouldn't have tried to force that so much. Alright, we need some wards up. We've only got sentries on Witch Doctor, but a couple of observers. We don't have any wards up. So this, actually, if he tries to go for a kill here, he's going to get himself killed. I think we knew he was around somewhere. I think we saw the other two coming in. I don't know how we saw them. Ah, of course, this is our ward. Okay, all right. So we saw them coming up, approaching, and we've backed off. Now we're wasting time. Should be farming. Okay, I'm going to farm now. Need to get my Battle Fury. You may as well clear out the farm while you're here. Unless you're really worried about where they are. Okay, well you come back to put pressure on the tower. The power shot works much better if you can get a couple of hits on the creeps first, get them down to about this level, then power shot. That way you're going to get the last hits and you're going to do damage. And if you're going to do a power shot, you may as well do it through the creeps. I think you're aiming for him though. Even still, you may as well do it through the creeps. If they happen to be there, then you get the creeps as well. Right, they're wasting a lot of time at this tower. That's actually pretty beneficial to us. We've been going around farming, and they're wasting a lot of time up at this tower. And okay, they're going to farm now. Clinks is looking for a pick-off. We have a sentry, but we don't have an observer to see around the sentry. Would have been good to have an observer ward there. So it's in range of the sentry. The sentry's in a really good spot. Okay, we've seen him there. Unfortunately, we've run into the entire team. This is another thing about our team. We don't have one single tank. Now we need to run. You need to run. Not past those. You survived anyway. Okay, that's pretty good. We got out with 1 kill on their support, the weakest kill, but at least we didn't lose any of our heroes. And we've wasted an ulti. I'm not sure what the cooldown on that is. 120 seconds, that's a long cooldown. That's a good ulti to waste. So that's not a bad effort. We got a kill and we got out unscathed. We need to defend this tower now, but we've got no one up here defending. Okay, everyone's coming up. I'm just trying to get them off the tower. Trying not to get stunned. I do have a... that was a poor defense. That was a really poor defense. If they're attacking the tower, the best thing to do is just take the creeps away from it. If the tower's not attacking the creeps, then it's attacking them, and they can't. It's much harder for them to sit around and tank tower damage. That's not a very good spot for the ward. I know you're worried about. The clinks, but that is a little too defensive. We were standing right around there, and you just want to see if he was around. But it would have been much better putting it in this area. You've got a ward up here, so putting it in this area or here, so you can see him walking past. The sentry ward doesn't have much vision at all. Now we've got a observer. So now that we've got vision in seeing Viz vision here, and we've seen the Brisbat come in. So we've seen this fight starting, and we're backing off. We're not ready to take them yet. Windranger's caught out of position. Okay, he's got an Orc of Malevolence now. This is I like this build on Clinks. He's picked up the Orc of Malevolence, so the first thing he does is silence you. That means that you can't use any of your abilities on him. As soon as you've been silenced, you can still use your phase boots. You can still use your actives in your items. So the first instinct was to run back to your base, but you were here. You were right here when he first started attacking. If you had run around the trees Clinks has an ability, this strafe, which gives him, oh here we go, gives him 8 seconds. 8 seconds with really fast attack speed. So between 4 and 10 seconds of really fast attack speed. So all you need to do is get out of his vision range in that 4 to 10 seconds. Now it's up to him to position himself. That makes it most difficult for you to do that. So that's why he's positioned himself on this side of you, because that means he knows that you're likely to run past him and he gets maximum use out of his strafe. So the best thing to do is just to juke. So if you run in behind here, he has to chase. You could probably juke around these trees as well, but at least even those trees he has to chase. He's wasting his strafe shot time. And the Awkward Malevolence actually amplifies the damage that you take. So it's a really good combo from Clinks. But the way around it is to use your phase boots, run around the trees, and he has to chase. And if he can't get more shots off you, or if he's chasing you and taking shots, he's not going to do anywhere near as much damage, and you might survive. Also, as soon as you get around the trees, you can use a bottle charge. And that'll probably save your life. If you were to run around here, I think you would have survived. Especially, the silence only lasts for 5 seconds, I believe. Yeah, the silence only lasts for 5 seconds. So if you can just survive that 5 seconds, then you can use your wind run to escape. So it is difficult because we are newbies and we just haven't got used to this yet. But just juke through the trees. As soon as he attacks you, just find somewhere to juke to. So that's an easy kill for Clinks. Made it very easy for him. That's exactly why he set himself up in that position. Okay, now it's a good time to put a ward, a sentry ward, although we've got no vision there. So even though it's a good place for a sentry ward, the fact that we've got no observer ward in this area, it would have been really good to have an observer ward here or at the top of the steps, means that it's completely wasted. We're not going to see anyone up there. Sentry ward is only going to give a very small vision around the ward itself, and none of this you can see unless you've got hero vision or ward vision. So none of that is going to none of that we can see. So even though it was well placed, the problem is that we didn't actually have any observers, and we had one in stock. I don't know how long that's been in stock. I want to get rid of this sound that I'm making. Okay, I'm going to wait until this runs off. But that was terrible use of that was an absolute terrible use of my Blade Fury there. I don't know what I was worried about. I should have waited until I got attacked. Maybe I was worried about getting silence from the Awkward Malevolence, but it was just used. She's going for a... Yeah, that was a terrible use of that. I'm not used to the hero yet, but that was pretty poor. It was a good that was a really good vacuum by Darkseer, but there was no follow-up, and that would have probably been a decent time to use Blade Fury. But as it stands, it's been completely wasted. A good stun. The Hex was a little too quick. The stun lasts at least 2 seconds, I'm sure. 2.6 seconds at level 4. So most of the stun was wasted. You got the damage from it, but the stun was mostly wasted. And your Hex lasts a long time too. Even at level 1, it's lasted 2.5 seconds. You could have got 5 seconds worth of stun out of him, but at the moment, you're probably only going to get... I reckon you're only going to get the 2.5, maybe 2.7, less than 3 seconds of stun. And that could have been the difference. The Death Ward goes down, and because he wasn't stunned long enough, he's got his Serpent Wards up. You didn't have your ultimate ability on. He couldn't get through quick enough. He would have survived long enough to get it off anyway, but That's been up for a long time now, and Dux is going to die. We can't fight here, we have to run. We have to run. And I've died. They've wiped us all out. The only survivor is Windranger died at the start as well. Complete team wipe. All we got was the 1 kill. That was extremely poor played by us. Okay. So we're all around here. Firstly, the Blade Fury is wrong. We've got no tank, so this is going to make it really tough. But the best thing we've got is Fly. Fly is 1400 hit points. It's like 50% more hit points than I've got. 720 hit points is nothing. I would suggest that you go for a wand. A wand would give you another 80 hit points. That's 800. Seems you got a bit of armor with the tranquil boots, but I think you definitely need a wand. Wish Doctor's got a wand, so he's up towards the 800 hit point mark. Probably going to turn those into mana boots. But Wish Doctor's not doing too bad. 720 is really, really low, and only 530. The wand would also give you another 40 mana, so that would take you up to 570. It'd give you more than 40 mana actually. It'd give you closer to 50, so that'd take you up to nearly 580. And also the charges as well massively increases how many hit points you've got, because when you use the wand it heals you and replenishes some of your mana. Okay, so at the moment the Blade Fury's gone off, so I don't have that for another 20 seconds or so, another 18 seconds. Yeah, I should be behind the tower. Probably wasn't a good idea to come up here. Maybe I didn't know where they were exactly, and I've seen them now and I'm backing off. Okay, behind Duxie. Duxie's got an initiation, but there's no follow-up. We don't have anyone with any mobility, and so the vacuum has been wasted. I think the best thing to do would be to stay behind the tower and wait for them to come closer. The initiation there had no follow-up because we've got no one with anything that can do anything about it. The only person who can do anything about it is Lion with his AE stun, the Earth Spike, but that's going to be extremely hard to pull off because it is an unreliable stun and the vacuum operates very quickly. So I think the better plan would have been to wait behind the tower, so at least we've got some tower damage contributing. We've got a hero down, so we don't really want to try and take a fight. They've got an advantage, so we're not looking to push a fight here. We need the tower, so the first thing we should do is stay behind the tower. Perhaps by then I might have had my Blade Fury up as well. So behind the tower, Lion can probably sit behind a bit. We don't want to get too close because Clinks is going to be looking to pick someone off. But we're making this very easy for them by fighting in this area. This is exactly where they want to fight. Clinks can get in there. They've all got access to us, and they're out of tower range. So this is actually a really good position for them to fight in, and a really poor position for us. We're down a hero, and especially a mid laner who can dish out a lot of damage. We're in a bad spot. At the moment, all we've got is Darkseid's Finger of Death and me that can dish out damage, and the Death Ward. The mirror's not up. It is up, but you don't have mana for it, so we don't really have a lot of damage output at the moment. So anyway, so that's wasted. Shadow Shaman's come in. Oh, Clinks wasn't even there. Where is Clinks? Clinks is back there. So Shadow Shaman's come in for the initiation. That's actually not a really good play by him. He's the support. He's the only support in their team. We're going to be looking to focus him down. So a Hex goes on. That's okay. Earthspike goes first. It's okay to put the Earthspike on first as long as you can land it. A lot of people find it's better to Hex first because then it's easier to land the Earthspike. But if you can land the Earthspike, then that's fine. But then the Hex comes on straight away afterwards. So he's only been stunned for You know, less than half a second so far. Hex goes on, so he's stunned for less than half a second, and the Hex goes on straight away, so that's wasted. The Finger of Death, you could have got 2 more right clicks and the Finger of Death on there. So the Finger of Death goes. The Malefice completely missed everyone. Okay, he's coming in for a Malefice. Now, this is a good time. The battle started, other people are focused. This is a really good time to get a combo off. Now, there's only one hero here, but there's multiple heroes down here. Even though there's a lot of creeps, you may as well go for the Paralysing Cask. So the first thing Witch Doctor should do is cask Drow Ranger. Definitely. She's going to be looking to get her gust off, and that's going to cause some problems for us. So the first thing, get a cask. The second thing, Maledict Drow Ranger. You can't get... Oh, we got Bristleback there as well. That's it. You should cask Bristleback. Bristleback, and then see if you can land... If it bounces to Drow, see if you can land the Maledict on both Drow and Bristleback. They'll both be stunned, and you might be able to get that double Malediction off. Then the third thing is drop the Death Ward. So with the cask bouncing between them, the Malediction on, and the Death Ward going off, they're in trouble, because the more damage the Death Ward does, the more damage Maledict is going to do. And that's how you can kill Bristleback. Bristleback's on 1400 hit points. He's really tanky. He's got 12 armor. That's way better than Darkseer, I'm going to say. Darkseer's doing better. Darkseer's tankier than Bristleback at the moment. So if you could get the Death Ward going on Bristleback, that's going to help our team out a lot. But what ends up happening is the Maledict goes on absolutely no one. Completely misses Bristleback. I don't even know why the Maledict's there. There was no hero even in that area for the entire time. The Maledict is reasonably hard to land, but that's what the cask is good for. The cask is good for stunning them in spot, so then you can land the Maledict on them exactly. I'm going to take a guess though and say that you actually meant to put the Death Ward down, and you've accidentally clicked Maledict. So I'm going to say that's where you intended to place the Death Ward, but even still, that's not the right thing to do. The right thing to do is get Malediction on first. You had lots of heroes here, and you've walked straight into the middle of the battle. So you were back here, not getting focused. Now you're right up here, and you're the first thing that Bristleback sees. So Bristleback's going to go straight for you. He ends up running away because he's really scared, but Red King comes up and smashes you. And you're getting hit by the wards. Oh, Clinks is attacking you. So Clinks has spotted you out straight away. And that might have happened anyway, but if you were back here, that's going to be a little less likely. So you had the right idea, the battle started, but you went way too far forward, you didn't get a stun off, you didn't get a Malediction off, and in the end all you've done is a little bit of damage to Drow Ranger. If she had a Malediction on, she'd be dead. So you've accomplished nothing but take, say, half of Drow Ranger's hit points, which isn't too bad, but you can accomplish so much more. Clinks has picked you off really easily. That's really well done by Clinks, spotting you out as soon as you put up the Death Ward. I don't know why Bristleback ran. He should have stayed in there and tanked the damage. Instead, Drow Ranger just copped it all. The Serpent's gone up, and at this point in time, we should just really run. We could probably get the kill on Shadow Shaman. I believe you used the Finger of Death on him. Just run past him. Yeah, you've taken way too much damage, and Lion's way too close. Lion should run this way, Lion should run this way, I should be running this way. I'm going to die. Yep, I'm not going to survive, and Lion's not going to survive either. extremely poorly played by us, and they took full advantage. They didn't even do anything that special. Clinks did well by taking out Witch Doctor early, but that was a big mistake by Shadow Shaman coming straight in there. He did end up getting his Serpent Wards off, which helped a lot. Bristleback ran out. They didn't do themselves much favours, but we just basically handed that fight to them. You got a stun on him, but you didn't really get anything. What you should have done is shackled one of the creeps, and you might have been able to shackle one of the creeps to him, because the creep would have been directly behind him. If there's no one behind the hero, you've got a power shot. Okay, you've seen him here. I guess there's no creep really there. I guess the best thing you could do is walk a bit further up here and shackle the creep, or that creep, to try and pin him. But yeah, when you shackle shot and there's nothing to pin it to, then basically nothing happens. He just gets a mini stun and then he's going to walk off. Witch Doctor is way too close to the creeps. What you need to do is stand back here, attack a creep, so you pull them off the tower, so we don't take as much tower damage, and just pull them back to these towers and let these towers kill them off, and maybe you can get some last hits as well. But up here, you're just going to get yourself killed, and they could easily kill you. Okay, you're walking off now. Just stop the tower getting damaged. Just kill the creeps. Alright, so we've defended the tower now, and most of our heroes are back. We've got good ward in the jungle here. Good vision in the jungle here, so we can see we could safely push out this lane, which is exactly what Witch Doctor's doing. He's changed his mind. I guess there is an invis hero around. Darkseer's going to do it instead, and I'm going to farm. You really should get a wand. Helps a lot. Alright, they're doing Rosh. We don't know it. We're just pushing out the lanes. So they've just killed Rosh. You need to be careful. Lucky there's Essential Wood here, so you see him coming. You run away. Keep running. Get a stun. 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 All you had to do was put a stun. Your Earth Spike along here. It's such a good retreating ability. All you do is that they're chasing you. You turn around. You stun the way you were running. And it usually gets them, and it stuns them long enough that you can just run away. But now that you're silenced, you're dead. Yep, easy kill. And that was a really good casket. Okay, fair enough, you're a little bit scared. Oh, we might even get a kill on Clinks here. Good shackle shot. Shadow Shaman's coming behind and's captured Windranger. I just want to see what Shadow Shaman, where he comes from. Shadow Shaman's coming in from up here. A really good casket. If you had a little bit more confidence, you could have got a Maledict on. Especially since the casket was going to bounce, you had probably a bit of opportunity to get a Malediction on them. If you can get that stun and Malediction on and run, then that's awesome, because that's going to give them a lot more damage. It's these little things like getting a little bit of extra damage on. The Malediction would have taken damage from the bouncers, and we could have maybe got a bit of damage on them. We had other heroes coming in. If they get more damage on these heroes, the Maledict does heaps more. Malediction is a damage over time based on how much damage they're missing since it was put on. and it hits every 4 seconds. So every 4 seconds it checks how much damage they've lost, and does, at level 1, 16% of the damage that they've lost. So if you put the malediction on and they take 100 damage, then they take an additional 16 damage from malediction, and that is cumulative. So they're now taking 116 damage. So the next time it does 16% of that. But that's only 100 damage. Imagine if we get a power shot on them. Which is the power shot. Power shot does 360 damage. So 16% of 360 is going to be about 50 or 60 damage. Somewhere between 50 and 60 damage. So that malediction is going to do 50 to 60 damage just for the first one, and the next time it bounces, it's going to do another 50 to 60 damage plus 16% of that 50 to 60 damage. So it's going to do an additional 8 damage, 9 damage, 10 damage. So it's stockpiling as it goes, and that could add up to an additional 200 or 300 damage, and that's just one power shot. I mean, if we get a few other hits on them, it can do so much damage, malediction. But I understand if you're a bit scared that you didn't really want to get in, like, you are a squishy support, so you don't want to get too much in the thick of it. But if there's only 2 or 3 heroes and you put your cask on, chances are it's going to stun them long enough that you don't have to worry about what they're going to do, unless they've got some particularly really funky abilities. In that situation, I think it would have been okay to get a malediction off as well and then back off. But hey, maybe in the heat of the moment you weren't sure. So this is really silly by him, but he does have his Serpent Ward up, so he's going to chuck that in and try to take out Windranger. And you're going to run and get off. Okay, yep. Just yeah, you don't want to fight around the Serpent Wards. That's silly. That was really silly. You don't want to fight around the Serpent Wards. They do so much damage. You end up getting the kill on him anyway, but that was crazy dangerous. You're probably even out range this. You know, you get money. If you kill these Serpent Wards, you get money. You could have even just sat there and started picking them off, and I don't think he's got range. I don't think there's enough range. Their range is... I don't even know what their range is. But I'm pretty sure you outrange them. You could just sit there and start attacking them if you really wanted to. And you get money for those. If he's gone now, you could go back and just farm them for money. I think it's only 10 gold per one, but better than nothing. And I did something really silly here as well. So this is that battle. I've chased Bristle back, and I've used my... okay, I'm trying to get some magical damage on here. But now I've got 6 stacks of Quill Spray, and I realise... At this point in time I realise I'm going to lose this. If he turns around and fights, I'm going to lose it. And that's exactly what happens. He realises that he can beat me now, and he turns around. That was so stupid. All I had to do was put my healing ward down, and I could have taken him. But, man, so silly. Witch Doctor comes in, puts a stun on. That's a really good stun. Should maledict now. Maledict. If you had a malediction on him, you wouldn't have to sit there and fight him. You did kill him, but I think you die here now. Yeah, not even him. Joe Ranger's going to come and finish you off. You could have just maledicted him, got one right click, and then you could have run, and you would have survived, and you would have burnt the Aegis as well. You did burn the Aegis anyway, but could have survived. So away we go to lick our wounds. They're pushing middle. We're going to be coming back online soon. Picking up some wards. Not sure what you're building with this. Aether Lens. Oh, Aether Lens. Aether Lens is really good on F-stop. Okay, we've still got decent vision in the jungle, so we know they're not there. That's probably a good place to farm, but they're pushing this tower. Let's see if we can punish them for pushing the tower alone. Okay, we see Clinks up the top, so we know Clinks is in here. That's a big plus. So we know that we've got Wraith King and Bristleback, and at best they've got Shadow Shaman and Drow Ranger. But we don't see either of those heroes, so chances are they are alone. Okay, it's daytime, so they've got pretty high vision. I think this is too defensive. Definitely the Sentry Ward shouldn't go up there. Sentry Wards don't give much vision themselves. You could have put the Sentry Ward here. When you put the Sentry Ward down, it shows you the range it has. So what I would do is put the Sentry Ward down, so you've still got vision on top of the pillar. So I imagine that the Sentry Ward is there to de-ward what they've got. But you could put it here or here, and not only does it give you vision up there, once the Observer Ward goes up, you've got vision on the top. So you put it just in range, so the circle goes around the pillar, but it also gives you vision in this area, Sentry True Sight vision in this area. So the Observer Ward combined with the Sentry Ward means that you're going to see Clinks passing through this area, and that's a big positive. That's a really good use of a Sentry Ward. So if you can put it there, so it's still in range of the pillar, but also gives you extra ground vision. It doesn't matter if Sentry Ward is on low ground, because it's got no vision itself anyway. It needs vision. Your team needs to have vision over an area for the Sentry Ward to be effective. So if you put it there, then that gives vision not only on top there with the Observer Ward, but also Sentry vision in this area. So they're coming back. One problem is that we've shown two heroes, so now they're going to be a little bit scared because it's 2-on-2. As well, the fact that you don't look scared of them means that they're probably going to be a little bit scared. I wouldn't be surprised if they back off, unless they're pretty confident because they are ahead and they have been doing pretty well lately. They might be a bit overconfident, but showing two heroes there I don't think is a good idea. They might back off and we might lose this opportunity. Would have been much better for in-zone to hide in these bushes, and I should be up here as well. I should be in this area as well. F-stop too. I think she's warding, but this is where we want to be. We want maybe show one hero, maybe have one hero at the tower, but everyone else in position to gank. So now they run off. The position, the entire. Oh, they're coming back. They are a little bit overconfident. Okay, they still haven't seen anyone else. They might have seen, and they've backed off. We had a good opportunity to get them there. We should have shown one hero at most. I would have even suggested not showing one hero. Maybe, even if you do show one hero, stand back behind the tower, look scared. If you look scared, then they're just going to be pushing the tower thinking, yeah, this is going to be easy. And if they're pushing the tower, then we've got tower damage as well. As soon as they're pushing the tower, in-zone can come out and pin them to a tree. I can come in and start wailing on them. F-stop can come in and put a stun and a hex. We could have taken them both out. The exception might have been Wraith King if he's got his ulti up, but even still, with only two of them there and 5 of us, we could have easily killed both of them. Now they're just going to run away and we're going to miss the opportunity. Wish Doctor as well. We had all 5 of us here and we did nothing. Now we've just wasted our own time and accomplish zip. I've just gone back to middle, realising that the opportunity's lost. Drow Ranger looks as if she's baiting. Completely missed the pin. looks as if she's baiting, but if you can get a pin off now, if you can get... okay, you're not going to pin there. But what you should do is run along this tree line. Or run along towards this tree line. Okay, you've missed that. Now what you need to do is run down this way to try and pin them to the creep. But you missed. A good vacuum by Fly, but we've got no detection. Did have detection there, but not close enough to be able to pull it off. So that's another failed gank. That would have been a bit harder to pull off because we weren't in a good position, but we need to learn how to do that better. She was out of position and we didn't punish her. But that's another problem, is that we've got no mobility. I would suggest that because we've got such a big lack of mobility, Lion, who's dead at the moment and still doesn't have an Aether Lens, should pick up a Blink Dagger, because Lion's got all the stuns, and I think that's needed in this. We need a bit of mobility to be able to chase. We got very little chasing power. Only Wind Run, Surge. I've certainly got no chasing power, and no lockdown. You've got a Vacuum, but no other lockdown. This is the character with the lockdown and Windranger as well. Perhaps even a Blink Dagger on Windranger would be pretty good. Either Windranger or Lion should get a Blink Dagger. We're missing kills because they're getting away too easily. So let's see. Alright, this is pretty silly being up here. Can I just... Alright, we know there's two heroes here for starters. Wow. All you want to do is you want to pull them off if you can, and you've gone way too far. Okay, they've got Clinks, and you don't know that Clinks is there, but you see Clinks. Now you see Clinks. I don't think there's anything you can do. I think the best you can do is Earth Spike the creep to try and pull him off the tower, and then run back towards these towers, I would say. Earth Spike probably is in range. No, Earth Spike's not even in range. I don't think there's anything you can do, because these two heroes are going to be able to punish you. He's got Awkward Malevolence. He's got Hex plus Shackles. There's nothing you can do. No, you should have backed off. That's an easy kill. All right, so we've got two heroes up here. The Serpent Wards is going to push the tower down. I'm basically just tanking all the damage, and now I can farm these. Wish Doctor has walked right into the danger zone. Two heroes just walked up there, and we've got no vision of them. And you've walked up here with no support, where you know there's enemies in the area, and you're dead. Doesn't even need Awkward Malevolence. Somehow you survived. Don't know how you managed to do that. But walking up there was a big mistake. Even walking through this area was a big mistake. Clinks is an invis character, and we've got no detection in this area. You should have walked through the base up to the tower. You can't walk through here with an invis character like Clinks, so you've got no vision. It's not the right thing to do. Alright, so I just turned around and head back to base. Bit dangerous out here, but you do have an escape. Alright, you've given away your position, so you need to back off. Yeah, not bad. Not bad, since we know we're probably going to be taking a fight here. Again, the sentry ward up in the cliff I don't think is a great idea. I think it would have been... So you can see the range of the sentry ward. So you could have put the sentry ward, I would say, right here. Right here. And that not only would have given you vision sentry vision in this area, but also would have given you vision here. I mean, the good thing about the sentry ward up there is that it does give you a little bit of vision, so you might have seen a D ward. But since we're kind of pinned back in our base, it would have been a good spot for an observer ward. You don't actually have any observer wards, but I guess if you were D ward and you don't have any observer wards, then it's not too bad putting that there, because you would have caught a glimpse of their observer ward. But I think it would have been pretty good, much better idea to put the sentry ward here and follow up the observer ward on the cliff. And we could have de-warded them. We don't have any observer wards, and we've got 2 in stock. We should be buying observer wards. Both of our supports can afford them. Alright, so I've seen Bristleback now. Let's see what I do. Nothing much. Man, that's so noob of me. I don't know what you're doing up there. I'm escaping. You've gone up to use your okay. Yes, we want to use a dust at the start of a fight, but we're not looking to take a fight here. So, okay, now we've got vision over Clinks for 12 seconds. But first, I'm running. Your core is running. You should be running in front of him. You should have your tail between your legs, right in front of your core. The only reason you should be behind your core is if you are taking the hit, so he survives. That's the only reason that you'd be up there. I'm not in any danger of dying, so there's no point in going up here. You've got vision over Clinks for 12 seconds. That's going to run off by the time we even want to engage him. We're not looking to engage at the moment. We're looking to back to our tower. So this is a completely wasted dust. You should have just followed me back up to the tower and sat behind the tower ready to defend the tower. That's a completely wasted dust. Yes, you've got vision over him, but all you're going to do now is see him kill you. Yep. Wow, you survived. No, do not turn back. Head back behind the tower. Behind the tower! Behind the tower. Alright. Both of these heroes, the supports, are in bad positions. Support should be behind the tower. Maybe in this area here, or up there. But preferably behind the tower. The tower's going to be able to have true sight, so you're going to see if someone comes up the ramp that's invisible. So if you're behind the barracks, then you're in a safe position to run as soon as you see them come up. At the moment, Orchid Malevolence just got used, but it's a low cooldown. Wow, that's only 18-second cooldown on Orchid. Okay, so, and he's got an Orb of Venom. He's looking to build a Scardy. That's going to be very bad for us. And he's got a Blightstone. Okay, we're in big trouble. We've got no tank, so, but definitely the supports. Still only 760 hit points. Get a wand. You should be back behind the tower. In zone, yeah, not too bad. You need to be in a position where you can do some lockdown, and you've got decent hit points. I've got okay hit points. If we're looking to take a fight now, I should put a healing ward down, but it doesn't look as if we're ready to take a fight. Just clear them off and back up. Okay, they don't have vision of you here, so it's pretty safe, at least as long as they don't put a ward. Something that's good if you're laying siege, if you're preparing to lay siege, they're not doing it. They're transferring. Is there really a wall there? There is really a wall there. I want to see how that happens. But if you're looking to fight up there, to fight high ground, put a ward here. It's out of range of the tower, so the tower can't see it. You can place it from down here, so you need to make sure there's a distraction before you try and place it, because otherwise they're going to see you place it and de-ward it, or they're just going to kill you. But that's going to give you vision up here. That's going to allow like a Clinks to actually attack the high ground without going high ground. So that's really powerful to put a ward up here, which you can place from the low ground over the wall to give vision before you push high ground. Something to keep in mind. How did this wall get here? That was well done. Juggernaut does way less damage if you're standing right next to her. Her range is 375. I wish you could see what range that is. Do you have any abilities? Radius is 550. Radius is 250. Okay, if you're in Iron Shell range, then you're well within marksmanship range. So as long as you're in range of Juggernaut, her agility is going to drop by 60. She's going to lose 60 damage, she's going to lose 60 attack speed, and she's going to lose 60 agility worth of armor, which I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure what the agility to armor ratio is. So just walking up next to her within Iron Shell range means that she's going to do way less damage to you. She's very weak comparatively when she's got a hero in melee range. So that was really well done. You could use this to farm and help push the wave. Or you could use it to attack. Get a couple of right clicks on there. Oh, go! Go Shadow Shaman. Hex! Go Shadow Shaman. Just go for the weak character. You're not going to do much to him. There you go. He's just swatting flies. Alright, so now we're kind of feel penned in our base. We've got vision here, so perhaps a good idea would be to come out through here as a team. Okay, we see 3 heroes mid lane. Alright, at least I'm farming. That's good. Now's a good time to put some wards down. Get some vision. Would be good to get a ward here so we can see them approaching our jungle. Would also be really good to get a ward here, or even better here, but it's a bit more dangerous to get out that far. But maybe what we should be doing is making sure this lane's turned, which I believe it is. This lane, yep, I'm pretty sure that lane's turned. Clinks is bottom. We should be looking to push out here and maybe gank Clinks before these guys arrive. Actually, now would be a really good time for a smoke. We're not in any immediate danger. We should be going to gank Clinks with a smoke. We haven't been doing that a lot lately, but that's something we should be definitely focusing more on. Why do you have the recipe? Because you can't afford the 200? Because you can't afford the chainmail? A good reason to buy the recipe is if you can get like the item. One reason is you can get the item from the side shop. I don't think that's why you bought the recipe. Another is if you think you're going to die, so you want to spend your money. I'm not sure if that's the case. Otherwise, you should save your money and wait for the chainmail, because the recipe does nothing for you. You're much better off buying the items that actually do something for you while you're waiting for to save money up. Okay, but now's an excellent time to smoke. And we're not doing that. I'm farming, but we should be smoking. If we smoked, we could have killed Clinks easily. We've got enough lockdown that would have worked. If we surprised him, we should have smoked, come out through the base, up the ramp, and approached from behind here. And if line initiated with a hex, Clinks is dead. One thing is we don't know which one is the real one. But perhaps even a Dark Seer vacuum first would be a good idea. But anyway, you could even walk around here and hex them from there. But that's what we should have done. We should have smoked to come through here to try and gank Clicks. Even if we if it was failed, that's the best idea. Then they would have been down a Clinks, and we could have then taken a fight to these guys, which are even missing Juggernaut at the moment, but we don't know that obviously. But I'm farming because I recognise that I really need to farm. F-Stop's looking to get some wards down, or he's just protecting me, which isn't, you know, I don't mind that. I don't mind a little bit of protection. But we missed a big opportunity there to try and gank Clinks. So Clinks is just going to Dark Pact up and go for a gank. And now we're going to we're caught trying to defend our mid tower with them. Probably all the heroes. Ranger will be there soon. Clinks is going to be there. And oh, that was a really good. Oh, she's dead. I want to see this. Alright. We're not here. Okay, what you should be doing is making sure you don't die. Clean the creeps, yep, okay, kill the creep, then back off. You want to make sure you don't die because the rest of us are just coming back into base. Alright? And you need to be careful of Shadow Shaman because he's got 2 disables. Either, which if you're on your own, which you pretty much are at the moment, is detrimental. Flies turning bottom, you need to be really careful not to get initiated on because the rest of us aren't here. Even Wraith King has a stun. You do not want to get initiated on at this point in time. A stun and a slow. You do have your wind run, but the stun's not gonna. Wind run's not gonna save you from a stun. Just stand up here and do power shots. Okay, you've been stunned. Slow, and then now you're dead. So even though you did get a really good shackle shot off on both of them, you've now put yourself in a position where you're going to get yourself killed, and this is going to make the defense a lot harder. Lion comes in to try and save you, but it's not enough. Now Clinks has arrived, and this is where I die, I'm pretty sure. A really good stun by F-Stop. Excellent stun. Catches 2. Now, can you kill a Shadow Shaman with a finger? Yes. Excellent. F-Stop played that so freaking well. Now you want to back off and not past the serpent ward. You had to back off this way. And Darkseer shouldn't be going past the serpent ward either. What we need to do is stand back and try to destroy these serpent wards. And I'm going to die because that was really silly of me. Fly's going to get initiated on, trying to save me, I'm guessing. Surge. Fly gets away. We were really lucky to survive that. Okay, my healing wards come up. I think it would have been better just going back to the fountain, really. I've got no mana either. And I need mana for my Blade Fury. With all the serpent wards here, it's going to be tough to defend this tower. South X, you shouldn't be here. You're going to get stunned. South X should be standing back between these towers. You don't want to be up here with all the heroes and the serpent wards here. Yeah, the only thing you can do is try and pull the creeps off the tower. That's the only thing you can do, and even then I'd say that that's risky. You've got an Orchid Malevolence, and yeah, you've got an Orchid on Clinks. He could do a lot of damage to you. Just pull the creeps off. Just pull them back to the tower. Don't put yourself in this position. Yeah, that was really risky, being up there amongst all the serpent wards. Fair enough, you're stopping them from damaging the tower, but you could have pulled them back here and been in a slightly less precarious position for yourself. We've got a silence, a stun, a slow. I guess your surge was up again, so maybe you're a bit you're confident because of that. But you're really low health, and Clinks can easily kill you. All right, I shouldn't. Yeah, I did draw out a gust, but that was pretty silly of me to go up there. South-X should definitely back off. South-X, do not front line. Even the casket wasn't worth it. You'd be better off just hanging back here, hanging back behind the barracks, and as the creeps approach the barracks, just right-click one and pull them past. As long as we can keep the creeps off the barracks, that's going to go a long way towards defending these barracks. And as a support, you don't want to be too close up front to get initiated on, because you can die really quickly, and you've got all your abilities to be used, and that can really turn the tide of a battle if you can get all your abilities off in a fight. F-Stop is in a really good position. She's got two of her abilities. The mana drain obviously isn't a big factor, but she's got her 2 abilities ready to go. The Finger of Death on cooldown, but those 2 are going to be really helpful in team fight. She's in a really good position back here. In zone, also in a good position. I'm probably not in the best position, but also we don't have any tanks, and I'm probably a bit tankier than others. So, and I'm not too far forward either, so I've got my Blade Fury as well, which should help a lot. Alright, they're scared to go high ground. Yeah, that's alright, doing a bit of hassle. Alright, we don't have our wall now. It probably was a bit of a waste of a wall putting it there. There was no heroes even, but I guess it did deter them from coming up, pushing high ground. Alright, we've got the Ion Shell on. You probably could get a Shackle off, but do we want to take this fight? Are we ready? So I don't know. They've actually got a pretty good advantage. We don't know that Clinks is doing his Death Pact at the moment. Yeah, we should just defend the high ground. I don't think it's a very good idea to go low ground. I think we should just defend the high ground. It's going to be, we've got a much easier escape route back through the towers. Okay, so a really good pin by in zone. So I think now we have to take the fight. I guess we don't have to. It's only 11-second cooldown. It's a pretty good shackle shot though. Let's see how we go. Okay. Bit of damage by Fly, another Ion Shell. Yeah, you don't have any Ion Shells. Alright, we take him down. All we've done is ping his ability. We need to back off now. And now there's been a silence. You need to run. You need to run. Yeah. So this, because we've fought low ground, we've made it real easy for Clinks to come in and pick someone off. And all we've done is just burn the ultimate from Wraith King. Yeah, so I don't think this battle's going to go very good. Okay, an excellent. That almost saved Windranger. Unfortunately, it wasn't quick enough, but I'm not going to blame you for that, because you're in a really good position up here, and now you've come into the battle. Witch Doctor should be joining in this battle. Witch Doctor should definitely be in here. This is basically, we're going all ham now. I want to get rid of this sound. Alright, I want to kill the Clinks, but that's not happening. We need to focus on a single character, and I think that the best person to focus on is Ranger. Oh, when did you use your Hex? Okay, now Witch Doctor's coming in. We really need to be focusing on Ranger. We need to get someone up close to her so she doesn't deal as much damage. Alright, we got the dust off. That's not bad. He was out of range, but you weren't sure where he was, so that's not a bad idea. We need to get this Dro. I'm silenced. This was a terrible battle. We've got to disengage now. This battle has just gone really bad, and I think it's all because we tried to take the battle to them. We needed to defend the high ground. We shouldn't have taken the battle to them, where there's no advantage to us. They've got the advantage. They've got a 10,000 gold advantage, a 7,500 XP advantage. We know they've got a big advantage over us. Then we know that they're winning a lot of team fights. We know they've got a higher net worth. Wow, Darkseer's up there. But we know that they're winning the game. So we need every advantage that we can get. We should wait high ground for them. And as a result of initiating there, we've had to be forced into the battle, and now we're getting picked off. We've got no mobility, so we can't get to the Dro. The stuns are on cooldown. Cask would have been really good. This is where Cask had to be there. You should be walking towards the battle right now. Okay, yeah, the Hex went on way too soon. That's a 2.5 second stun on the... It's a 2.5 second stun on the Earth Spike, and the Hex could have gone on later. What's your Hex up to now? Level 2, which is now 3 seconds. So that's like 5.5 seconds of disable you could do. Alright. We've lost him. We need to turn our attention, and I should really be going straight for Dro. Alright, she's run off. Actually, Dro did really well. She backed off right when she started getting focused on. This is what the supports could learn from. As soon as she realised she was focused, she piss-bolted. Now I have to make a decision. Either I chase her and get myself deep into their territory chasing her down, or I have to change targets, and I end up changing targets to someone who's low on health. And now she can turn around and start attacking when she's still got her marksmanship up. I wonder if that's a... I don't know. But now she's got her marksmanship up, puts a gust on, and she can go back attack. And now Clinks starts wailing on me with wow, we're getting our asses kicked. Now the paralysing cask should go on. Flies should do a surge, I would say, to move closer to Dro. Okay, the dust goes off. Cask has to go on. You're in range as well. Cask has to go on. Cask should have gone on. You were behind your cause, the battle's going on, you're not focused on, you have to get in there. Alright, we've got a bit of protection here now from the invis. All your abilities are still up. Your spike's on cooldown now, you should be looking to use it. Okay, yeah, so you just didn't realise quick enough that your spike was on cooldown. You could have got in there a bit earlier, but That's fair enough. As soon as you, I think as soon as you realised your spike was off cooldown, you went in and used it, and that was a really good use of it. Unfortunately, I didn't survive, but a little bit earlier, you might have saved me. Okay, so finally the Maledict has gone nowhere. Caught absolutely no one. So the Maledict's gone for 20 seconds and done nothing. The cask. All right, you've used your shadow amulet. I think what you've done is that you've misclicked your ultimate again. But even still, it should be cask, Maledict, ultimate. It should go in that order. Unless you're desperate to get the cask off really quickly, like, you know, it's basically, if you don't get it off now, then it's definitely death. But in that situation, there was no one focused on you. The cask actually probably would have bounced around and could have saved me as well. And the Maledict, we need for the damage. Then the Death Ward. But what I think you've done is that you've tried to place the Death Ward there, which is probably not a terrible spot, but they're just going to run away from that way. You want to put the Death Ward right in the middle of them if you can. That way, it's the furthest that they have to run to get it. Best is to put it behind them. But I think that you could have... You're in a good position here. That's when your cast should have gone on. That would have bounced. Then you should have got a Maledict on. Then you should have Death Warded. Basically as soon as... Your Death Ward and your cask. Cask is a little bit bigger than Death Ward. You should have just put the Death Ward down. So now you're looking for an opportunity. You should come in and cask right now. Yeah, no. I don't know. Maybe you're trying to spread yourself out, so you're not in a good position to be focused. But I don't know. I think it was important to get that on early. And then you tried to put it there. At that point in time, if you were trying to ulti, it would have been better to go down here somewhere, a bit more central. But the cask should have gone on earlier, the Maledict should have gone on after the cask, and the Death Ward should have gone down as well. Good use of the spike. You've got no other spells that can be used, so you have to back off now. Fly basically only has his surge, so he has to pretty much back off. We're in trouble here. We've got to back away from this fight. Yep, good back off. You've probably realised now that you've... Did he see you? Did he see you? Alright, he's killed me. Alright, he's got a hit on you there. But he can't see you, I don't think. I don't think they've got any detection. They've got no detection. Alright. So, if you stood still there, he might have got that one hit on you, but I think after that, they wouldn't have gotten any damage. I think you've just gotten scared and run. But even still, you should have got the cask off. You've got a much better chance of surviving if you can cask Clanks or Dro. Fly's tried to save himself. I don't think he's going to survive. He's dead. You've got Hex off cooldown, so you're going back in to do it. It's too late. At this point in time, you can't save anyone. I think you probably just haven't reacted quick enough because you thought you could save Fly. But so it's understandable because you could have gotten a Hex on to save him and Nurse Spike in 2 seconds. But Wish Doctor didn't get any of his abilities off in that fight at all. That was a big fight, and to have a support who can dish out a lot of damage to not get any abilities off has been a big problem in that fight. And look at Wraith King. We could have got a kill on him. Imagine if he was dead earlier. Imagine if Bristleback was dead earlier. Imagine if Dro was dead earlier. that fight could have gone so differently. But in the end, we're going to get team wiped. And that's it. Now the death ward goes down, and this is the worst possible time to put it down. You're all going to die so quickly. There you go. You're dead. And they're going to get F-stop as well. Okay, the only thing you did was save F-stop. But that was, in the entire fight, that was the worst time for the death ward to go down, when you were pretty much there with just the other support and all the heroes around you. You were going to accomplish nothing. The death ward had to go in the middle of the fight when our cores were still alive, and you might not have been focused, and you might have gotten your amulet off as well. You did try to use it in the middle of the fight, so there was an attempt where I think you did your maledict instead of the death ward, but you need to work on your combos too, because the cask maledict death ward combo is really powerful on Witch Doctor, and if you can use those three in every team fight and then die, that is fantastic. I mean, not fantastic that you die, but at least you've got those dished out, and especially if you can channel that for a few seconds. If you can channel that for 5 seconds after getting your cask and your maledict off, then you've done your job. If you find that you're dying too early, then you're not in a good position, or maybe you got unlucky or something like that. But if you can get it in the middle of a fight, a cask, a maledict, and then a death ward when you're not going to get focused, that is your job done. We lose Rax. We're losing 22 to 10. We have a now over 12,000 gold deficit, over 10,000 experience deficit, and they're probably just going to GG push here. Oh, that was an excellent save by F-stop. You could be in trouble now though. Oh, good. Run off. Well done, F-stop. That was a really good save. This is silly of me. I've forced that. That is terrible. I need to run. I need to run. I need to run. Man, I don't know how to play Juggernaut. Dust was a bit late there. You probably would have guessed that he wasn't there. You probably even saw him run past the tower. It Dust has to pretty much get on during the fight. If they're running, most of the time you're going to miss. If they go invis and run. So we do end up getting the kill on Wraith King and Shadow Shaman. How do we do that? He died to tower. Okay, so I actually got a kill on him because of that. He died to tower. And I even got credited with that kill. He dies to tower too. Your right click killed him. I know, it was the power shot that got him. He's doing armlet toggling. Wow. He was doing armlet toggling. Well, I think that might have even been worth it. Yeah, you're on... Wow, your net worth is really low. That was actually worth it. Getting the kill on Wraith King and you dying was actually a little bit worth it. A little bit. Your net worth is really low, and I'm going to say that's because of your last hits. Yep, you're on 63 last hits. You want to aim to be right up there with me. Even my last hits are quite low for 30 minutes into the game. That's because I've been doing a lot of defending. But if you're going to impact yourself in the game, last hits. You need to get your farm up. Imagine if you had an extra 50 last hits, your net worth would be up towards mine. That's another 3,000. I'm going to say you've even got more kills than me. 1 and 5. I'm on 4 and 5. Actually, I've got more kills than you. So if your last hits were up to mine, you'd probably be another 2,000 gold, I'd say. Another 2,000 gold. You've got whatever your Blade Alacrity. You're doing a Yasha. You'd have your Blade of you'd have your Yasha if that's what you're going for, and probably even a little bit on the way to your Sanj. So many mistakes in this game. That was wasted. I even covered that in the last video. There's no point in putting it there. The true side of the tower is going to see all the way to there. All you're doing is getting a little bit of extra vision in that area. It would have been much better to put that right there, even a bit further out there. I would say, yeah, I would say put it out that way. That way, it's going to have maybe a bit of overlap, but at least you're going to see it even there, so you can see them coming in from this way. But I'd say be better there. That way you've got a little bit of overlap, and yeah, that's pretty much doing nothing. Unless the tower goes down, that's doing nothing. What happens? Okay. So our warder's caught out Bristleback, so we're going for the kill. Okay, that's pretty good. Going for the kill. We've got no mobility and no lockdown. I'm just basically doing my self damage here. I've got to back off. Fly's going to die. They've all caught up. Okay, because we've got didn't have enough lockdown. I think a much better idea Alright. Oh, I want to get rid of this. Oh, I really want to get rid of that. Alright, okay. Alright, so Ranger's just killed Windranger. Okay, we've got our vision in the forest here. Clearing the creeps. We've got vision. The creeps chasing him. That's going to give away that we've got a sentry ward. Okay. Alright, Bristleback comes in alone. What are we doing? We're defending this bottom. There's no one here. Maybe we don't know there's no one there. We see a Bristleback alone. I mean, in this view I know that they're all far away. We don't know that he's there alone. He backs off. We wipe these out. Okay. So now we see Bristleback farming these creeps. Now, we've got very little chase and very little lockdown. There's no blink dagger. Still don't have your Aether Lens. You must be doing so badly. 3,000. That's pretty paltry. 9 last hits. Okay. As a support, yes, your farm priority is low. Your position 4 and 5, so your priority for farm is 4th and 5th on the list. But that doesn't mean you don't get farm. Fair enough, we've been under the pump for quite a lot, but it's really important that that you get farm as well. So you need to look at turning around lanes, helping people turn around lanes, getting a few camp kills on the way through. That's going to contribute so much to you buying items, as well as progressing, buying support items, as well as progressing your own items. So you're still sitting here without an Aether Lens, and you could definitely have an Aether Lens by now. That gives you more range on your spells, which is so helpful for Earth Spike and Hex and Finger of Death. So helpful, even really helpful for mana drain, as well as the additional magic damage it does. 60% I think it is now. 5%. And Wish Doctor as well. You could have your Glimmer Cape, which is going to help you as well get your ultimate off. And the fact that you've got such low last hits and don't have these items is probably contributing to our loss of battles. Yes, you don't have very high farm priority, but that doesn't mean that you can't get a few last hits and a few camp kills. It's important for you to farm as well. Yeah, and I think that's because the early game you would have more than 9 or 10 last hits right in the laning phase, just doing camp pulls or camp farming. You can farm during the stage if you don't need to hassle, and the and you don't want to be sapping experience and gold from your carry. You can just farm these camps. You don't even have to pull them into the lane if you don't want to. You could just wipe them out. Both Witch Doctor and Lion can farm pretty reasonably. Especially with Lion, he can keep his mana up by taking mana from the creeps. All you do is just pull it out so they get to a point where they start running back, and you can just damage them in, paralyzing cast them and just right click them, or Earth Spike and right click them. You just pull them out to a certain range. I think they run to about here before they start running back, maybe a bit further, but you just pull them until they start running back, then turn around and start right clicking them. You don't even take any damage. You don't even have to tank them. But it's important that you get last hits and get those items, because they can be really important to battles. So we noticed that Bristleback's farming and we're going in for the gank. We need lockdown. Bristleback is really mobile hero because he can use his goo. He's got every time he uses a spell, he gains movement speed with his warpath. He gains every stack. He gains an extra 4% movement speed. So just him casting his quill spray, and if he uses his goo as well, he gains movement speed just from doing that. So we need to lock him down. So I run in head first. I notice that he's there alone. I'm going, okay, I'm going for him. Firstly, I've got no one following me. Everyone should be following me. I think I said over TeamSpeak that we need to kill him. We need to react a bit quicker, because there is a limited time, and time is really important in these things. So there is a couple of creeps left there. We know he's there. I should hide. No one's following me yet. Darkseer's just used his surge. But I should definitely be waiting for Lion. Not so much Southex, because the cast is not going to stun him that long, but at least Lion for the lockdown. And then we need to sequence these stuns. So I've run in. He's noticed me coming straight away. He's run. Fly's gonna just manage to get there in time, but F-Stop is way behind. We're not going to get any lockdown on him. So now what's happened is that now he's got the chance to run towards his teammates, which is exactly what he's doing. He's running towards his teammates up here, or possibly he's running back towards his own tower, his own base. Either way, we've made it very difficult for ourselves. If I waited for Lion could have even initiated that. It was safe enough for him to do it. Or her to do it, I should say. So I've pulled those in. He's popped his blade mail, so I'm taking damage from that. I've got to back off. Inzone comes in, gets the shackle shot, which doesn't do anything. He's got nothing to pin him to. Fly gets initiated on. You didn't know Clinks was there, so that's really unfortunate. Now the shackle shot's down. This would have been a really good time for shackle shot to pin him there, so we could have escaped. I've got to run because I'm low on health. Wish Doctor. Okay, Wish Doctor should have got his paralysing cast. That would have saved them. That was a really good time to get in there and get a paralysing cast off. That would have saved Fly, for sure. Fly's dead. The Hex was the wrong choice. The better one would be the Stun, because you could have got both. We've done everything wrong in this. Everything we've done is wrong. That was a good pin. Okay, you're dead. And there's nothing you could have done there. That's just the... Again, that was a useless dust. All it's going to do is get yourself killed, because we're not looking to engage a fight. We don't need to see him invisible now. All we need to do is get out. We don't have enough people to engage in the fight. The dust is completely wasted, and you will most likely die. Oh! She's tried to get the finger of death on Clinks through there. You probably could have even got the... I want to see the range. Yeah, no, there's not enough range. Nowhere near enough range. Yeah, no, the finger's the only thing that you've got range for. But that's good. At least, at a minimum, that forces him to run. He's got to run now. So, the dust just got yourself killed. It accomplished nothing but getting yourself killed. Now they've got a Gem of True Sight. Bristleback's got a Gem of True Sight now. That's going to make it much more difficult for us to ward. Now dust is going to become a lot more important, or a Gem of True Sight on us ourselves. I believe Darkseer does pick up a Gem of True Sight, but I think he's just lost it. Maybe that's what Bristleback just picked up, Darkseer's Gem of True Sight. Probably need to stand even a bit further back where I am here. This is not safe. You can easily get initiated on here. All I want to do is pull them off. Yep. Okay. I guess I thought it was safe enough to engage, but probably would have been a good idea to pull them back a bit further. We just need to wait for our heroes to come back online, and it looks we don't even have vision there, so we're all there anyway from the creeps. So they're going to push high ground there now. We should be defending these racks. We can't afford to lose 2 racks. And now that the tower's down, that's going to make it a lot more difficult to defend. We've got all our heroes up. It's all or nothing now. We have to try and defend this. We could probably try and kill Dro. That's one option, but I don't think we can even afford to do that. I think we have to defend this tower. Now Fly's gone in and got initiated on. He's got no backup, and he's likely to die. He's dead. I've gone in. I'm just probably going to get a kill on... I don't even get the kill on him. Okay, I got the kill on him, but now I'm probably going to die. Now we've been 2 racks. They didn't even need the 3rd racks. So a lot of the problem was our team fight. We don't have very good synergy in our heroes, but even still we didn't use individually. We didn't use our abilities very well in this game. I'm surprised. The Death Ward takes the damage. Of course, the Death Ward doesn't reflect the damage. Back to you. I should be going straight back for the fountain. Ah, I remember this. That was a misclick. I was going back for the fountain, and for some reason the screen automatically moved down here for some reason. I was right clicking and ended up right clicking away. I was so annoyed about that. I would have made it to the fountain otherwise. South X, yes. Get a cask off, and maybe a melt. No, just get a cask off and run. Cask and run. Cask and run. Now run. Yeah, no, don't turn around. You're dead. I can't believe he should have killed you. And that's it. So we're not using our individual abilities very well. I would say MVP in that game was Darkseer and F-Stop a close second. Juggernaut did not use abilities very well. Windranger, a few shining moments, but wasn't farming enough, and I got something for liking. Wasn't farming enough, and probably didn't use the shackle shot at opportune times, and probably was a bit too eager to get into the fight. We forced us all into the fight. Probably just need to try to hang back a bit to defend the high ground, and Wish Doctor needs to work on the combo with the cast, the Maledict, and the LT, the Death Ward. So we need a lot of individual work there. We picked the heroes because we need to practice them, so it's understandable that we're not using them totally effectively at the moment. But yeah, that's shows that we've got a long way to go for those heroes. I was very impressed with F-Stop Online though, because even though there was a couple of times where the Hex and the Spike were used very closely together, there are a few times where she sequenced them very well and came into the fights at really good times to get some stuns off. And also the Finger of Death as well was used at really good times to burst down some heroes. So yeah, that's a loss from us, a learning experience. Hopefully we can do better next time. Day is out.